Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be covering the best box sets for 4K and Blu-ray from last year. There was a lot of competition, so many great releases, and it was quite tough to narrow it down to 5 box sets. It was so tough that I actually have 3 honourable mentions, so you can consider this a top 8 if you want. The only rules criteria for choosing this is each box set had to have at least 3 feature films in the set, otherwise I wouldn't count it. I should say that even though I had a hard time narrowing this list down, I barely scratched the surface on all the stuff that came out last year, which is a great thing that the industry is so alive and packed with great releases. So let's start with those honourable mentions. First up, it's the Film Focus set featuring Jessica Lange. This is from Imprint Films in Australia. I could have picked any of these Film Focus sets that were released last year. I did want to highlight in particular this one because it's featuring some films that are quite hard to see elsewhere, and Imprint are really doing good work in bringing some of these films to the market. Quality levels do vary in these box sets from Imprint. Some of these films really could do with a modern restoration, but it's great to have them on disc anyway, and these are films that I couldn't find anywhere else. So I wanted to give Imprint and their Film Focus box sets a shout out. My next honourable mention goes to Criterion, one of their big box sets that came out last year. It's the Pasolini 101 box set. Now, you might recall that when this came out, I was quite negative on it. Negative in terms of one particular aspect, and that is the packaging. If we're just talking about the films themselves, the presentations, it's a great box set. This is Pasolini's 1960s output. Some of these are 4K restorations seen for the first time on discs, and it's a great way to delve into the filmmaker and his work with tons of special features. But like I say, the main thing holding this box set back from being great is the packaging. You might think, well, packaging, it doesn't really matter if the films themselves are great, but with this kind of packaging, it's quite restrictive, and it could actually in fact be damaging discs over time. If I open the set up, inside, all of the discs are housed in these sleeves where you're meant to pick them out. In fact, they are lodged in very tightly, so it means that if there's even the tiniest amount of dirt or dust underneath the disc, every time you pull it in and out, it's going to risk scratching. So it's a great set in terms of content on the discs. It's just the bad packaging that holds it back for me, especially at the high price point that this set is. So do be warned if you're thinking of getting this one. And the last honourable mention before we get into the top 5 is another one from Australia, this time from Umbrella Entertainment. I've chosen the Pusher trilogy. This is their collector's edition. These are the films from Nicholas Winding Refn. All 3 films, you get a bunch of special features, and it's in this great hardbound case, which is a really nice display piece. These are 3 films that I've wanted on Blu-ray for the longest time, and here they are. Unfortunately, the presentation is not really up to modern standards. I think these films really need a proper good restoration. The set certainly looks better than the older DVD presentations that were available, but I really do hope that in the future we see a proper 4K restoration done of these films, if it is possible, because I don't know the sort of state that the original materials are in, but I would really like to see that happen. So on to the top 5, and we've got a 4K box set in the form of the Paramount Scares Volume 1 set. I haven't talked about this on the channel yet, but this is one of my favourite releases from last year. Inside the box you get 5 horror films from Paramount's extensive library. Some of these are older films, some of them more modern, and I think one criticism people have of this set is that the films just sort of don't really fit together, and I can agree with them on that. And certainly for me, some of these films and discs are more impressive than others, but as a whole, the box set is one of my favourites of the year. So the films that you get Pet Sematary, you get Smile, you get Crawl, you get Rosemary's Baby, which is one that I was very happy to see on 4K. And the one that is actually exclusive to the set is Tim Burton's Sweeney Todd. Now this film might be one of the main reasons why I love this box set so much, because the 4K upgrade of Sweeney Todd is one of the best 4K upgrades that I have ever seen. If you compare it to the presentation on the very old Blu-ray at this point, it is night and day, and it looks absolutely stunning on the brand new 4K. Now, as I said, this box set is the only place you can get this right now. I have to imagine that this will get a standard release sometime soon. The presentation of the film just blew me away. So much more detail than I had ever seen before, and that's one of the reasons why I think this is such a good set. Inside the box you also get a special version of the Fangoria magazine covering the films that are included in the set. You get some stickers relating to the film, and you get a Paramount Scares enamel pin badge. So you get great 4K presentations of all 5 films and some extra stuff in the box. Obviously, it's up to you whether you like all 5 of these films. If you only want one of these films on 4K, obviously it is a much harder sell. But for me, this was one of my personal favourite box sets of last year. My number 4 box set of last year is the Ruben Östlund limited edition set from Curzon. This is a fantastic set covering 6 feature films from the filmmaker and some of his short films and a bunch of special features, all in the luxury packaging from Curzon. They've been going down this route of doing these high-end box sets for filmmakers, and I've been loving the output so far. It really does make a difference when films are packaged in such a way. Now, I know some people don't care about packaging at all, which is fair enough, but for me, I like the fact that great discs can also double as a nice display piece. I did a full review on this box set, so do go and check that out on the channel. But one of the extra things that I really loved was this card game that was designed by the director himself along with Curzon. And it's a great party game to play with people, maybe after you've watched some of these films together. Having all of the director's films in one place was a great experience for me because it gave me the chance to watch all of the films in sequence and really, get to grips with the themes and, the styles of Ruben Östlund. So yeah, I just had a great time with this box set. I really am loving what Curzon are doing at the moment, and I can't wait to see what they do next. My number 3 box set of the year is Todd Browning's Sideshow Shockers. This is the Criterion Collection release, which got a UK and a US release, which is great. This is 3 films in a very slim case from Todd Browning, wonderful director from the period, very famous for directing Universal's Dracula and Freaks. For the longest time, this film was absent on Blu-ray. I never thought it was going to come, and here it is. But along with it, Criterion have introduced me to the films The Unknown and The Mystic, which I greatly enjoyed. And together, all 3 films and all of the special features made this such a wonderful box set. A few months ago, I did a full review of this, so if you want to hear more about this set in particular, do go and check that out. But I had such a great time with this, and I strongly recommend it to anyone who's into the kind of weirder side of horror or early Hollywood cinema. Now for number 2, it is 3 films from Andrzej Żuławski from Eureka Entertainment as part of the Masters of Cinema line, and what a fantastic box set. Ever since I saw Possession many years ago, I'd been waiting to see these films on Blu-ray, and finally they came out, and with brilliant presentations and lots of great special features from the likes of Daniel Bird and Michael Brook, 2 people who are so knowledgeable about cinema and really helped enrich these films. It has been a great year for Polish cinema on Blu-ray. This is one of the highlights for sure, and such great work from Eureka, and I hope they can continue this great work into 2024. I do also have a full video review of this on the channel, so if you want to hear more about this in particular, and I go into more detail in that video, then do go and check that one out. And now we come to the number 1 box set of 2023. This was a fantastic release, a major discovery for me from the label that brought it to the market. And yeah, maybe you already know what's coming. It's the Cosa Nostra box set from Radiance Films. 3 films from Damiano Damiani starring Franco Nero. What a release. This box set is very much in line with my own tastes when it comes to getting a boutique Blu-ray box set. I like when I'm presented with films that I'm maybe not too familiar with or know nothing about at all, but they are great films, underseen films, and presented in such a way that you come out of the experience feeling like you've enjoyed it, but you've also learned something and filled in a gap in, you know, your own film knowledge, so to speak. And that's what you get with this box set. You get 3 wonderful films, special features for all of them, including interviews with Franco Nero himself. There's a booklet inside the box set, and the overall presentation of the physical package is so lovely. It makes such a good display piece. No ratings logos on the box set at all. So just a fantastic product from Radiance, available in the US and the UK, and also at a very affordable price. So this absolutely had to be my favourite release of the year. I did also make a video reviewing this when it came out, so if you want to find out more about these films in detail, please do go and check that out. The Cosa Nostra set was actually Radiance's first box set, but they have ended the year with a number of box set releases, and to be honest, I could have picked any one of these. I'm in the middle of the World Noir box set at the moment, but I'm hoping to have a review video of this very soon. But just the standard of quality across all of these box sets has been amazing. So please, if you have any interest in Italian cinema and criminal gangster movies with a lot of style, a lot of substance, this is such a wonderful set. So those were my picks for top Blu-ray and 4K box sets of 2023. Do let me know what you think of all of these box sets that I've talked about, and let me know what I've missed, because like I said, there were so many releases, I couldn't get around to even a fraction of them. It will probably take me a few years to catch up on everything I missed from last year. So yeah, do let me know what I should check out next. Do keep an eye out on the channel this month, because I'll have more of my best of lists of 2023 coming up, and some other reviews, etc. If you want to stick around on the channel, then click the video that's presented on screen now for more recommendations from me. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.